Welcome to Pitch in the Zone, our weekly gathering of coaches that meet once a week to help a presenter with a 3-minute pitch. Our coaches, like every week, include Nathan Gold, hailing from San Francisco, a coach that specializes in high-stakes presentations. We have Scotty Spursum, also a presentation coach with a strong focus on language and a background in finance. We have Michael Marchak, a CTO, an author and a speaker, and a person with a tremendously good eye for the business aspects behind the pitches we hear. Massimo Peroncelli, hailing from Thailand, an entrepreneur who also doubles as our timer. So for our presenters, if you want to pin Massimo's screen, you see a countdown timer going from 3 minutes down to 0, and then in red up again, just in case you go over time. And we have Rick Pollack, a presentation coach from the Northeast in the United States. And with that, welcome all of the coaches to today's session, which I'm totally psyched about because we have the Safety Saber team back here for a third time. And we all know what that means. The third time is a charm. And I am absolutely convinced that this presentation will be just that. John, David, welcome to Pitch in the Zone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I assume your audience hasn't changed. Investors, early stage investors for a tremendously cool product that will improve all of our safety on the road when on a bicycle. With that, please, David and John, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I'll share the screen now, and then I'll turn it over to John Keller.
All right, thank you, David. Hello, my name is John Keller. I'm the founder and inventor of the Safety Saber. The Safety Saber is a patent-pending rear bicycle safety light. I invented this light, and I want to show you how and why I invented this light. In order to do that, I'd like you all to go for a virtual ride with me right now. So imagine we're on the road right now. It's a beautiful day out. The problem is you have to share the road with cars and trucks, and they're going by you at 30, 50 miles an hour. It becomes very scary. Now look at this pickup truck. That's scary. You can hear it coming. You can feel it coming, but you don't know if it's going to pass you by safely. Now I'd like everyone to put out their left arm. Put out your left arm. Now what's going to happen right now? That's right. That truck is going to go around your arm. It's going to give you more room on the road. That is the idea, and that is the concept behind the Safety Saber. Now, to demonstrate further, I've got this video with me live on the road. I'm running with a competitor's light right now. It's a very small light. You can't barely even see it. Listen to that phone. That is dangerous. Look how close that car gets. Now, here's me with the Safety Saber. That car goes around me. It gives me much more space, much more room on the road, which is much safer for me and for the driver. Our competitor, their light does absolutely nothing to make cars go around. The Safety Saber is the best rear safety light in the world. The Safety Saber is the only rear safety light in the world that makes cars go around. It features 360 degrees of visibility. The Pro version has collision avoidance system and motion sensors with artificial intelligence and Bluetooth technology. And it's 200% better illumination. This is just to name but a few. We are selling, not just selling lights, we are selling safety and saving lives. Now I'd like to introduce you to my partner, Dr. David King Keller.
Hi, everybody. I am super psyched to be here. We have an incredible group of partners and advisors. The market is huge, 56 billion globally, 7 billion US. Sales will come from current bicycle riders, bicycle owners like myself who are afraid to get on the road right now, new bicycle sales, and the 500 million people around the world who would like to have a safer ride. Also, parents buying for their young children, commuters, recreational riders, and other serious riders. Pricing, the Saber will go for $59, the Pro for $99, fantastic profit margins. And the way we're going to go to market is simple. We're going to license our intellectual property, our patented property, to a global bicycle parts distributor. Our timeline with funding will be in the market by this time next year. We're seeking $240,000 to achieve that timeline. And in closing, I'd just like to ask you, the next time you're in your car and you come up behind a cyclist, ask yourself, would they be safer and would you be safer with a safety Saber? Thank you so much for your time.
Wow, wow, wow. Absolutely great. I was
what is this for?
pulled in.
And what's the ticket for?
For my drawing YouTube.
Oh.
Let me just, okay. All right, so I was pulled in from the first second on. The energy that John brings to the screen here is spectacular. And Michael commented on this as well in the chat. So let me start with Michael. What kind of observations have you made? And is there anything that you can suggest to our dynamic duo here on how to improve this really excellent pitch?
I love the slides. You guys did a fabulous job revising those slides. The messaging and the way you went through it was awesome. I can see such an improvement from the first time we heard this till now. It's dramatically different. It's a very, very good thing. The drone shot above to give you that view, great add-on for that. I'm glad you guys were able to do that because it really does give a very good visual understanding of how this works for everybody just to see visually. It's a fabulous way of doing it. I would have loved to see some of your time limit stuff. At the end, you kind of zoomed through the last several set of slides, and I would have liked to see some more than your timelines and how you're doing that. Because we spent a little more time on the front end and then less time on the back end piece. From an investor side, I would like to have gone through some of that stuff a little more in depth, or at least seen it for at least another second or two as you slip through those last set of slides. But so happy you guys are going down the route. The IP licensing is going to be great. I think that's a great business opportunity. And I think doing your Kickstarter Indiegogo stuff is also a way to get great feedback from people to actually get their hands on the product and be able to leverage it. So I'm really excited about where you guys are going with this. This is very, very awesome. I really appreciate it, you guys sharing this with us.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Michael. And moving right along, Massimo, you kept track of the time. I think they came in right pretty much at the 3 minutes, a little bit over.
Yes, it was just 10 seconds over, but not.
Yep. What other observations can you share? What kind of improvements can David and John still make at this stage?
Yes, as Michael said, tremendous improvement from the first time. Totally, it's night and day. Really, really, really great improvement. All the slides looks very professional. I would say, except the second one, the picture was pretty low resolution. I have like a, I don't know, how many inches screen, and it was really, really grainy. It was really, really low resolution. And all the slides were great, but there were times in your speech in which you were changing them every 1 second. Literally no time to realize what was going on, really too fast. There was then one specifically with all the features that it had too much text. But again, I didn't have time not even to read the title, it was gone. So I would say cut some of them because it's just too many. They are perfect, don't erase them. Use them maybe for a 5-minute speech, but on a 3 minutes, cut some of them because really there was no time to read them. So it's having them, it's no, but totally great. One small detail from my book publishing background, there's no such thing as double exclamation mark. It's just a single one. So don't use 2 exclamation marks. It sounds wrong from a grammar point of view.
How about 3?
We can discuss about that, but that's not the stage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Massimo. Very valuable as always. Moving on to Scotty. Scotty, what kind of feedback do you have for our team today?
Similar, it was a huge change, wonderful improvement from the first one. And I'm when John wasn't able to be there. And I missed the middle one. So to me, it was night and day. It was really, really great. I got sucked in immediately to the video and the story. And I thought making everybody put their arm out was clever because you've got the audience engagement. Speed was a little bit of an issue. Like Massimo, I couldn't quite look at the slides and make my notes at the same time. So you've already gotten some good tips on slowing that down. And then, and in the second half, similar things to what Michael had said, that I couldn't quite get all the detail for the future financial goals. Other than the ask was good and you nailed all that. And I love the ending. The closing was great. Selling not just safety, but we're not just selling lights, but we're selling safety. You get that right? So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scotty.
Good. I remembered. I got it on the first time. So yeah, it was really, really good. Congrats. It sounds like you're on your way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Scotty. And moving right along to Rick. Rick, what kind of feedback do you have for our duo?
This is the third one I've seen. I've seen all of them, and it's much better. Much better. I really liked how you put everything together. As Scotty said, putting your arm out and visualizing that is good. And also something I noticed that you have is you showed it in the daytime. And I think that's great because when you say we're selling bike lights, you assume night, but you're showing the safety aspects in the day and the truck going by. So I think that makes it much more effective in people knowing that. One thing, John, there was a slide that went by in around 1 second that said biking just got safer. And I think it was after you showed the videos. And I think that's more of an opening. That's because, John, you talked for the first 30, 45 seconds about you invented this, but the graphic on the screen about biking got safer, I think can be a little bit more prominent and not just disappearing very quickly, as we mentioned before on the speed of the slides.
That's a good point.
But John, as you closed, you was selling safety and saving lives. So that I want to make sure is you have it at the end, but at the beginning, before you talk about putting your arm up and the light and the only light that does this, I think the why at the beginning, make sure you have that really clear at the beginning.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And I think also, David, when you're talking about, you had something in passing that you were reluctant to ride a bike or you're a reluctant rider. But I thought that kind of got lost because I think a big market that you have here and why people are going to invest in this on Kickstarter or Indiegogo is for all the people who are afraid to ride their bikes in traffic now. Yes. It's going to make it safer. So don't let that get lost. Okay. You're reluctant to ride the bike right now, but this is going to make it, you're going to feel safer. So it's not just on what the product does, but it's for the people who are afraid to ride the bikes now are going to feel safer, and more people are going to ride bikes, when they have this product. And I think that's going to get people to go to Kickstarter and Indiegogo. But and I like the close again. Next, David, as you close it, would you be safer with that? But yeah, excellent. It's as it is right now, that's good. And I think just a couple more tweaks is going to make it really effective. And I'm writing down the links on Indiegogo and Kickstarter so I can invest.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. And moving on to our presenters from previous Pitch in the Zone meetings. Hi, you haven't been here for a little while. It's always great to see your smiley face here on my screen. What kind of feedback do you have for David and John?
Yeah, that's true. I haven't been here for a while, but I remember this one. It was the first one, I believe. And yeah, it's a big improvement. I like it. I like it a lot. Just one thing. So if the investor asks you how much does it take to manufacture one of this, do you have that answer? Just
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. That's all. I like the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. I think you even made a mention about the profit margin being pretty high, I think.
Yeah, it's very good.
Right. Yep.
We have a manufacturer in Asia, and It's all set up. They built the prototype. They're ready to go with the next version of the prototype and the pro version as soon as we get the funding.
Yeah, yeah. Because that definitely is a question that will come up once you get to Shark Tank, for sure.
Great, Mark. Amazing how much they can do for so little in some of these manufacturing sites.
Yeah. All right, moving on, and we do have plenty of time. Debbie, what kind of feedback do you have for our team here?
This was my third time too, and I mean, it was fantastic. You guys did a great job. The video part, you know, just so vivid, exactly how it really works when you're riding your bike. I mean, scary stuff. And I like that you did explain what the difference was between the regular and the pro. And so that I think was really good to know. And living here in Durango, Colorado, which is a big bike community, I mean, I could probably stand on the corner and sell a whole, you know, sell them all down. So when you're ready to sell them or ready to offer, I would definitely be buying some. And I think you all did a spectacular job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie. And moving to Scott. Scott, you have been in this seat last week and also previously. What kind of feedback do you have for David and John?
This is my third time too seeing the presentation, and it was really great. I was really happy to see that new technology on the Pro. I think that would really get the attention when you see that you're already looking ahead and other versions. And I think and the ending was great. I really enjoyed that in terms of just seeing how you're going to implement this, and so it was great. Very good job.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay,
thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott. And to me, it's very clear, and this is why I think we are a little bit ahead of time today, is that this was the third time, and we all agree this was a spectacular pitch. This was really a pitch that followed pretty much everything, you know, the best practices in terms of structure, in terms of bringing your energy to the screen. And I do a weekly newsletter, and a week or two, three ago, you actually motivated me to write about the state that we have when we present and getting that energy from you out to other people, because to me, this is just so tremendously important. I'm also super happy, of course, because it shows the value that these sessions here at Pitch in the Zone have for presenters. But if you are watching this video later on, or if you are participating today, you may not know that John and David also were coached in the meantime by Nathan Gold. And this, what we saw here today, is really a testament of the combination of personal one-on-one coaching sessions combined with the feedback from an audience, a real live audience that accelerates the entire process to going from the first idea of a pitch, putting it on paper, to the actual final version that just simply rolls off the tongue. So with that, I would like to open the floor to Nathan. You must be proud of the work that you three have done together on this pitch. Please, you have another 6-7 minutes if you want to.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for giving David and John the kind of feedback that you just did. I believe it's all honest and upfront, and I agree with everything that was heard. I am like a proud parent, seeing where you were, David, when you called me 6-8 weeks ago and you gave me this, what? and then we worked a little bit, and then you came to Pitch in the Zone, and we worked a little bit more, and you came back to Pitch in the Zone. And then everybody ought to know that I've seen this presentation in the last 48 hours. However, David and John, today was like 30-40% better than what I saw that everybody on this call did not see. So whatever you are doing, keep doing it, because you're iterating through the process that people typically forget about. And the whole startup world is about iterating, and chipping away and making it better each time, rather than just trying to come up with one thing and go out to the world. So as Claudia just said, I am so excited that we had a chance to work together one-on-one or one-on-two. And you came here, then we worked again, then you came here. I think you even had a call with Claudia once. Didn't they have a call with you once? Yeah. So you're getting all this feedback, but today I felt like you're ready to go out and talk to investors. You may not have everything they want when you get there, but you could start socializing this and not asking for the money. Maybe you take that out and you say, what do you think about the, this product, this business opportunity? But you could actually start, in my opinion, start talking to real investors. So just know that the 3 minutes that we set here in Pitch in the Zone is just an arbitrary number. David, if all you did was take 30 more seconds from what you did today, do everything you just did, but add 30 more seconds to it, take your time a little bit more, it would have been a 3.5 minute presentation and nobody would have complained about how fast you went in the last part of the presentation. But today you gave, John had 2 minutes and you only had 1, whereas I think your rehearsals were more like 90 and 90. So I think you might have felt a little bit rushed because I know you're watching the time there. But remember, this timing is just arbitrary. You're under 5, and that's beautiful, in my opinion, to go to an investor and say, well, let me give you a quick 5-minute overview, and then we can have a dialogue. Yeah. You've reached that point. Okay, so I'll stop gushing. The last little thing I'd like to suggest here is that if it's possible to retake the drone footage with your arm out when that first car passes. I just noticed that watching the video today. It would just add that additional, how everybody gets, we all get that experience by sticking our arms out, which people have commented, what a good idea. If it was in the video, it might add more impact to watching you stick your arm out, because that's you on the bike, John. So you can stick your arm out. And that car is your friend, so they're not going to hit you.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but.
and then one little minor thing. It's probably minor, but I noticed it when I saw the first video. But I mean, 2 days ago. But I wouldn't retake the drone footage for just this. But if you do both, so the first is put your arm out, and the second was your bike went onto the left side of the white line. And I don't think you should do that. I think that's bad. That's like wrong. Yeah. Like, there are rules out there, right? And you went into the street when the car was coming by you. I mean, into the road, and I was like scared. Anyway.
Okay.
If you do retake it, fix that, and then stick your arm out, and then you have a video that wow. Okay, that's it. Super, excellent. I can't wait to hear and see where this all goes. And all of us on this line will be able to say, hey, we were there. We knew these guys when.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nathan. And as so often, when we hear other people provide feedback, all of a sudden we have some idea that comes up. So I want to quickly just glance through all of the coaches. I think Scotty may have another comment that you want to share with our presenters. Please. Take another 2-3 minutes easily.
Just curious. I didn't see how much it weighed, and I'm not a racer, but my husband is a mountain bike rider, and we have friends who road ride. So I think weight somewhere in there might be interesting. And then how easy is it to get on and off the bike? Because I'm an around town person, but getting my leg around my arm, you know what I mean? Like getting my leg around something like that and onto the bike could be tricky. So if you might be able to show that and getting on, and you put it on like this. And then also, Nathan, I think with the riding, and John could probably address this more than I, but doesn't dirt and stuff get spun out of the road to the side? So even in the bike lanes, a lot of road riders ride further into the road because it's smoother. So I'm not sure it's always safe for the bicyclists to go on the outside of that little white line because there's not as much room there either.
It's a good question. It's a good question. If I don't know. I don't ride bikes like that.
Yeah.
Do you know, John?
Yeah, you traditionally want to ride as close to that line as possible. So legally, you're allowed to be in the road. Legally, you're actually allowed to take up the road if you want to legally. But like I had it shot there because there's very little shoulder, and you want to try to ride on the white line or a little bit to the right of the white line, or maybe a little bit to the left of the white line, depending on how much room you have. Because the further you get away from that line to the right, that's where you get gravel and glass, and that's why people say, well, just ride on the side more. Well, bikers don't ride on the side because that's where the gravel and the glass are. So they want to ride as close to the road as possible. That's where it's clear. But you do want to ride near that white line. And sometimes I ride to the left of that line when I don't hear any cars. When the cars come, I ride to the right of the line. But I purposely rode to the left of the line to make it less space for the car as a demonstration.
Okay.
But you're right.
Then leave it. Don't change it.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for the explanation. And I think this is a very good point that Scotty makes. You know, how exactly does it work? How do you mount it? How do you fold it when not in use? Very, very good point. And with that, I want to quickly turn to David and John. I know you consider these sessions valuable, so I'm not even going to go fishing for that. What I would like to know from you is how you felt today about your pitch. And if there's anything that you've gotten out at this point still that you will put in or to, enhance the pitch in any way. But I'm really, really curious, how did you think it went?
Well, I can answer real quick that for me personally, I'm the kind of person that, is not a good preparer. I like to just shoot from the hip and just talk from the hip. This has forced me to make improvements every step of the way. And even from this, I could see we could always get better, always get better, always get better. So this has been invaluable to me, making me say, okay, wow, that's just great feedback. If we did this 20 times, I would get more feedback and say, oh, let's do this.
Yep.
Let's do this. So for me, that's just invaluable.
Excellent. Thanks, David.
I agree with John. This is David. And I think Scotty made a good point. We took a slide out that showed how easy it is to attach the Safety Saber to the bike. It's an easy attachment. And it's easy to mount your bicycle with the Safety Saber on it because the Safety Saber lifts up and goes vertical and can go to the right as well. So if you're in another country where the traffic goes in a different direction, it's got that flexibility. And we may want to reintroduce that slide that shows how you can easily move the Saber into a vertical position or to the right position. So those were great comments. I think that Nathan and all of you mentioned about the fact, yes, it's a little frustrating to want to say more about costing, about how we'll use the money, and about the timeline. We're very excited about the fact that by August, we should have the patent. And by that time, then we're going to feel very comfortable about going big, out there, and feel very safe about that. And we're very excited. So our manufacturer is very excited for us to get our next round of financing so they can take it to the next level, of course, as well. So we're all excited. How do we feel about going into this call? I felt like, I'm talking to really good friends and that people who want me to do well. And so it made it easier for me to speak to you because I felt the goodwill that was there. And so I could just be myself and just get into the space that Claudio talked about in his newsletter about the enthusiasm and the excitement that I feel about this, because sometimes you get lost in the weeds a little bit about the nuances and you forget, well, pull back a little bit. This is a cool thing. This is really, we've all been riding bicycles our whole lives, but now it's going to get safer. And I literally am a person that I have an ankle issue. And if I get hit, they want to amputate my ankle. So I won't ride the bike without a Safety Saber. And I'm really looking forward to getting my copy of it.
Copy 001?
Yes.
Oh, no, John needs 001 because he's both of you do.
Yeah.
Number 1 and 2.
Great.
Everybody should know how much Nathan has done for us, and Claudio and this whole group.
the whole group.
I'm just so thankful that you would sit through with this for a second and a third time. We love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Been a pleasure. Been a pleasure to work with all.
It's really a pleasure. I think I can speak for every single person or in this meeting that this is really the purpose behind Pitch in the Zone, to be able to help presenters. And we all realize you cannot do that with just one meeting, 2 or 3. As Nathan always points out, it's an iterative process. And I am so glad to see the progress that you have made. And I would, as a final recommendation, want to put into your heart that approach every single presentation from now on as if you would be talking to us, because every audience is a friendly audience. This idea that somebody is out there to criticize us or get us or harm us, it's only in our mind. But in reality, when you're looking at any audience, it's a friendly audience. And with that, I thank all of the coaches, all of the participants. Pat yourself on the back for a job well done in helping both David and John improve this pitch tremendously. I look forward to this product finally being out in the market. And with that, I wish you a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and we'll see each other again next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.